Intent marketing is in and interruption marketing is out. Let me explain. So interruption marketing for the last several years has basically been how marketers reach customers' audiences. For example, on Facebook feeds, on Instagram feeds, on the bloody Snapchat feed. That's my least favorite. You're in the middle of actually watching a funny fail video, and literally 4 seconds into the video, you get an ad about a baseball player. Doesn't make any sense. Like, I'm watching a fail video of somebody ice skating and falling through the ice and barely making it out, and it's so funny, da-da-da-da. Or they jump off a roof and they don't make it and they hurt their ribs. Like, whatever the fail video of the day is. And then all of a sudden, MLB player. What? That doesn't make any sense. It's not even relevant to me. It completely subtracts from my experience. And then the other platforms are a little less focused on the interruption, but it's still not great. Like YouTube has interruption ads. They also have those little display ads at the bottom that still don't really provide too much. But we'll get into that because YouTube's actually trying. Google ads, not so bad, but Facebook and Instagram, still notorious for it. You're sitting there, you're enjoying the feeds, and all of a sudden you get a giant sponsored ad that has absolutely nothing to do with what you're currently watching. It just has something to do with what you've seen in the past or what you've interacted with, and maybe what you might potentially be interested in, but it's not really focused on providing a better experience for you. It's focused on interrupting your current experience to potentially provide an experience that you might be interested in, which is completely different, right? Intent marketing is like reverse thinking. Let's think about it backwards. How do we get the customer, the audience, to love us instead of how do I sell the audience? It's a completely different type of thinking, but it's going to happen in the next every year from here until the end of this decade, until something crazy happens and we're doing social media banners from space on VR. But until that world becomes a thing, we're going to have to start building trust by doing intent marketing. Now, this is a huge deal. It sounds like such a small thing, but it's a huge deal. So from now on, we're going to have to provide a bonus experience to the audience. So when they're on different platforms, whether it be Facebook, Instagram, if they're going through some kind of feed, we need to do predictive marketing and have more data to provide a better marketing strategy around the content they're currently absorbing, not content they've absorbed in the past. This is going to get better and better with more AI and just more predictive marketing data. Right now, we can still provide a pretty good experience by tying data and geofencing together. An example of this is, let's say on your Google device, you have your grocery list. Let's say you have an app on your phone for Harris Teeter or any grocery store. And then this app has the ability, not that it is, but has the ability to geofence your location, knowing that you're within a couple miles of that grocery store. Now, what if you were driving down the road, all of a sudden you got a notification, and the notification said, hey, your list says you're almost out of eggs. You're right beside us. Come pick up some eggs. We'd love to see you. And that was an added experience, a reminder to pick up eggs. It was something that helped you that day. It didn't interrupt anything. It was just a brief notification to let you know that was happening. Now, that same predictive marketing can also start happening on the platforms so that we're actually showing intent and that we care, that we're predicting what you need, and that we know what you're currently absorbing so we can provide a plus to it instead of, hey, look at me, buy from me. That it was cool for a couple years. People are getting tired of it. I mean, I've noticed I've downloaded a couple games on my phone for apps for like when I fly or when I travel. And these apps, like, they'll be perfectly good games. I'll cut them on. First thing that happens in 10 seconds, an ad pops up for 22 seconds. And I'm like, what? Delete. Perfectly good apps being deleted just because they interrupted my experience for 22 seconds every 10 to 30 seconds. That's just ridiculous. We have to get better about marketing with intent.